Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please excuse me. No makeup today. I had to rush out of the house. And so I barely was able to put any makeup on at all. And I know I have like a little, anyway, no makeup. I put on a little bit more lip gloss just so I don't look so pale and so, Anyway, I just wanted to say hello. It's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I had a doctor's appointment today, which might sound weird, but I didn't have a designated time. Although my understanding, it was in the afternoon. It was later in the afternoon, like at 2:00. That was my understanding. And I asked, because I was actually just there yesterday for another appointment. Long story, but. And I asked my nurse, like, I asked her, I specifically said, you guys are open tomorrow, or you're open all day tomorrow, because I know with the holiday, are you closing early? A lot of companies close early. And she was like, no, we're here. Now granted, she wasn't here today. She took off. But she said the staff will be here. So, again, my understanding was 2:00 for my appointment. And so I was, doing some things at home. I had just put a load of laundry in the dryer. I had washed the clothes and then I put them in the dryer. So I just put them in the dryer. And I just put them in the dryer. And so, and I was cooking. I was prepping my meal for Thanksgiving. Like, I wasn't going to cook it, put it in the oven and all of that, but I was prepping it. I was doing everything you could do with it before you put it in the oven. I was doing all of that this morning so that I could get that out of the way and just put it in the refrigerator. And literally, I'm not cooking it at all at my house. I'm going to take it to my sister's house where we're having Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm going to cook it there. It's only going to take a half an hour, 45 minutes. So it'll be fresh. So it'll be freshly cooked tomorrow. But I wanted to do that today, get it out the way so I'm not, whatever. So I made the majority of it, and I had it in the refrigerator. And then the last part of it that has to be mixed in, I had just put the butter for it on the stove, and I get a phone call. And so I go grab the phone while the butter is softening, and it's my doctor's office. And the woman says, "You're on your way here, right?" And I'm like, "No, like not even close." She's like, "Because we're close. We close half day today." And I was like, "Nobody told me that. Like, nobody told." I even asked that, and nobody told me that. They said no, it's a full day. So she's like, "Well, you need to get here ASAP." I'm like, just hang on. I'll put my clothes on, throw on my clothes, and be on my way. But just so you know, I have at least a half an hour ride. Like, I'm not gonna be there. I don't live around the corner from the office. So she was like, just get here. And I'm like, okay. So I throw on my clothes, jump in the car, and I mean, it was more than half an hour because, again, I had to put on my clothes. I mean, thank God I had, anyway. So I get there, and, like, I'm here, and they're like, so I got there, and, of course, they took me, I mean, I knew they were going to take me because, I'm sure she would have called me back and said, you know what, I'm sorry, but we can't take you. And I don't think they would have done that. So anyway, got there, and I didn't have to see the doctor today. All I had to do was see the nurse. He's a male nurse, and, he did what he had to do. But it was kind of crazy because, I mean, I literally left a stick of butter. I mean, of course, I turned the oven off. I mean, the burner off. But I literally had just put this stick of butter on top of the stove and threw my clothes in the washer, in the dryer. And I usually never, I don't leave the house with my dryer on, my washer on, anything like that, because God forbid, But it was crazy. And anyway, I took care of that. I'm glad I took care of that. And now I'm headed home. And it's a very, it's not raining, but it's drizzling. It's a dreary day today. So hopefully tomorrow will be, I haven't checked the weather, but hopefully it'll be nice and sunny, or I don't know what the forecast is. But anyway, I just wanted to check in and say hello on this eve of Thanksgiving, which is my favorite holiday in the world. And again, I apologize for my appearance, but this is how I ran out the house. No makeup. I'm like, they gonna get what they get. They gonna see a different version of me today. Because usually, I try and spruce up when I go to the doctor's office. I mean, I love the ladies there. They're so sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, they do have one male nurse, and he's funny. But I'm grateful that he was there today because, like I said, my regular nurse, she was off today. So, and I could have swore I asked her. I was like, "You guys closing early tomorrow?" She was like, "No." Okay, cool. Oh man, I'm passing I went to DSW the other day. No, I'm not going in there. I went to DSW. I'm driving past this little plaza where they have a bunch of stores, and one of the stores is DSW. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, it's a shoe store. Designer shoe warehouse is what DSW stands for. And so I went in there the other day looking for. Oh, well, I have these slides. I know I'm switching subjects. What time is it? It's 2:00. I have these slides at home. The little slides. They're little shoes, almost like flip-flops, but they don't have the little thing in the middle, like where your big toe and your next toe is. They don't have that. They're slides. They just slide. You just slide your foot in, and there's, So I got them from DSW years ago, and they're by Nike. They're white, and they have I forget what color. And I've never worn anything like them before, but I needed an indoor. They're indoor shoes for me. I mean, some people may wear them outdoors, but they're indoor shoes, definitely indoor shoes for me. And I love them when I travel. you know, I put them on at the hotel and all, you know. Where's all this extra traffic? I guess because it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But it's like bumper to bumper. Oh, Lord. I hate going the back way. Anyway. I don't even know the back way. I would have to turn the video off and turn on my GPS because I don't know the back way home from here. Anyway, I'm gonna stay on this road because I prefer. It's a major road. I'd rather stay on this road. So yeah, I bought these shoes years ago, and I love them. I take them. I travel with them. I wear them in the hotel. They're just great. They're just great walking around the house. Even when if I, you know, like for example, tomorrow I'm going to my sister's for Thanksgiving. Like, I'll bring them with me, you know, just to wear around the house. I just absolutely love them. So yeah. So they're dirty right now. They're like, now granted, they're white, so they're like very noticeable dirty because I just haven't cleaned them. And they're plastic. Like, all it takes is you know, like really scrubbing them down and they'll be fine. But I've just been too lazy to scrub them down. And so the other day when I passed the DSW, I was like, you know what? Maybe I need to just buy a new pair. I mean, these I got years ago. I forget, you know, I've had them for years. And I'm pretty sure I got them on clearance. Because that's the only reason I would get something like these, you know. They were on clearance. So I said, let me just go to DSW and see if they have some others. You know. Let me just check. They had. I was hoping they had the exact same shoe because I just love them so much. And so I went in there and I mean, I don't know if I got them in the summertime or what. But clearly it's not summer anymore. It's fall. And so I looked around. I didn't see anything. And then there was a woman, and I asked her, you know, I kind of described them. And she was like, we don't really have a whole lot of slides except for the clearance section. You know, you might want to check over there. And I did see they had a rack of slides when you first walked in, and they were unisex. They were, well, one side said male and men, and the other side said women. But then when you looked at the actual shoes, they were unisex, and they were slides. And I saw no price on any of them, which was weird. So I asked the sales lady about them, and she's like, oh yeah, those are really expensive. And I was like, okay, like that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for just some cheap, you know, slides. So I go back in the back to the clearance section. They did have a few pair on the floor that were slides, but they were more like dressy slides that you would wear. You would wear outside the house, outside of the house. And so that wasn't what I was looking for. I mean, they were like $49.99 or something like that. I'm not paying $50 for a pair of slides to just kick around the house. So then I went to the clearance section, you know, and I'm looking, because they had, DSW used to have this thing where in their clearance section, they would have the color code. Each of the shoes would have a different color tag, and that color would represent a certain discount. Like, let's say purple was 30%, blue was 40% off, you know. And they've done away with that that type of promotion or whatever it's called. So now everything is 30% off. just a flat 30% off, no matter what color it is. But they had this big yellow sign, and it said, did it say 60 or 70%? I forget. It was a good, I think it was 60%, which is a good percent off. So at first I didn't even realize, I mean, I knew the sign was yellow, but I didn't realize that it was saying yellow tagged merchandise is 60%. So once I realized that, I was like, oh, okay, you know. So I see these slides. I want to say they were $9.99. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm talking about. $9.99. They were my size. I tried them on, and they fit a little. It fit a little weird, but they fit. And I was like, for $9.99. And then I realized they were 30% off. So I was like, that's even better. So, which made them like $7. So I was like, I'm gonna get these. Back to my story about my slides that I got for $6.99. And like I said, they fit a little, they're like a little bit narrower than my slides. My slides are just like, you know, you just stick your feet in there, and I love them. And all it would take is for me to just, like, I mean, they need to be wiped down really good. And the last time I remember cleaning them, like, it was a whole project. It was like cleaning them, and then I also, what did I do? I cleaned them really well, scrubbed them down. I think I even soaked them like in a basin or something. And then I always get my turn confused with this turn. This is not my turn. I washed them down real good, put them in a basin and let them soak. And so then I was like, now I have to let them dry. Like that, if any water got into them, I gotta let that like soak out or whatever, air dry or whatever. So it was a whole project, and I wasn't looking for a whole project. I'm just looking to clean my slides. So anyway, I still probably will clean them just so I have them and I can wear them. But I'm glad I have a backup pair that I can at least wear to my sister's tomorrow. And, you know, I'll have for future. And they were only $6.99. So you can't beat that. But anyway, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy. Spend time with your family. And I'll see you. Probably, I don't know. I don't know if I'm spending the night at her house. I probably won't. Like, I'm gonna take a little bag, a little night, you know, overnight bag with me. But oh, the sun's coming out. Look at that. But I don't plan on staying the night. Like, I plan on being home. So anyway, if I don't spend the night, which I don't plan on, I will probably make a couple videos on Friday, Black Friday. Because I'm not going to be doing any Black Friday shopping, that's for sure. Anyway, have a great one. Enjoy your holiday. And I'll talk to you soon. God bless.